Another beautiful spring morning. Jean-Jacques and I are off for our first flying visit to Waiheke Island. It lies in the Hauraki Gulf, not far from Auckland, so not surprisingly it's a popular place for people to live and commute by ferry to Auckland. We set off on our usual route out from Waihi Beach, past Waihi, down in the right corner, the tailings ponds, now almost finished and turning into land. Over on the right, the big pit from the Martha mine. We are heading over these hills, same as yesterday. If you watched yesterday's, you'll know that route, out onto the Hauraki Gulf, and to the right at the mouth of that river is Thames, but today we're going a bit further left. We're going to follow the coastline of the Gulf up to Orere Point, which is about as far as you can see there, and on to the islands. The first island in view is Ponui Island. Beyond that, the bigger one is Waiheke. The sea is perfectly flat, there's not a breath of wind. It's slightly hazy, but the views are extraordinarily wonderful. As we get closer to Waiheke, we can see the shapes of the points that stick out into the Gulf, and this one with 3 feet on it, or 3 toes, points the way into the airfield. It's that straight green bit ahead of us, that's the runway. We expected the airfield to be really busy because it's an invitation open day fly-in, but we're not the first, but certainly not many here yet. And yes, that runway does slope uphill. Good job we were well briefed on how to find it and what to do. You probably saw the windsock as we went by, hanging straight down. No wind at all, and we head off into the parking where we're pointed to the place to park. We jump out, turn the aeroplane round, and that's it. We've arrived. Here are some of the airfield people, and we'll have a look round at the aeroplanes that are here so far. Not very many, but more do arrive later on, perhaps as many as 20. This one is a 3/4 scale Mustang fighter, home built. This is a de Havilland Chipmunk, been around since just after World War II. A Piper Cub, much older design of aeroplane, and one of the more modern ones, all composite, called a Furio. You can build one yourself or buy it from the factory. Very slippery, very fast, and slightly out of our price range, and a good old British Triumph motorcycle. After a good bit of looking around, talking, hanging around, more talking, we decide we'll return to Waihi Beach for lunch at the cafe. We taxi out past the aeroplanes that are parked and have to wait quite a while because somebody is coming in to land, and it takes a few minutes for them to arrive and clear the runway. But here we go. We're ready to take off the opposite way to where we landed, so we leave downhill, and that's a nice view down onto the airfield. Beneath us, that slope is quite steep, covered in grapevines, which is one of the things that Waiheke is known for. Lots of vineyards there, making really good wine. Our return starts more or less the same, over Ponui Island, but then we take a left turn and head across Hauraki Gulf towards the Coromandel Peninsula. That's the sort of shady pale blue land off to the left. We're looking across Hauraki Gulf here, still beautifully blue, beautifully still, and what a treat to be here. There are plenty of aircraft about, so we do have to keep our eyes peeled for anything coming our way. But we're well on the way home now. This is the eastern coast of the Coromandel, Waihi Beach coming into view. If you know which one it is, you can see our house there, and that's looking down towards Tauranga Harbour. And now it's time for us to work out which way we're going to land. The windsocks tell us to make right turns all the way, so we take the opportunity to enjoy flying over the harbour once more, which takes us over Athenry, that little place nearest the harbour. Not long now before we're descending, more right turns, round the final corner, and we can see the runway ahead. Nicely lined up, and we come over the hedge, drop down, wheels on the ground, and that's the end of a beautiful journey and a good lunch coming up. See you next time. Bye.